Hey everybody, and welcome to the very first edition of Why You Should Watch This, and we're going to be talking today about why you should watch
Mad Max Fury Road.
And my name is Graham, and
My name's James. We were born in the 80s. So
80s kids.
80s kids, yeah. So we have a lot of iconic movies in our, like, we love so many iconic movies. We love, like, the likes of
Michael Keaton, Batman.
Exactly. Then the Star Wars,
Star Wars.
there's Back to the Future.
Yeah.
Then in the 90s you had Jurassic Park,
Yeah.
and you had so many more movies. I don't know, to me Independence Day is a classic
Independence
movie.
Day,
Yeah.
brilliant film.
Movies like that stand out in my head.
Yeah.
Mad Max was one of those movies that I always knew growing up, but was not in that category to me. Now, I might offend some people with that, I'm sorry, but
It is a cult movie though, you know.
It's a cult classic.
Like, it's not a movie where everybody says, you have to watch this. It was always on. I always remember Saturday nights when I was in, like I was only a kid, and it would be on TV, and I'd just watch it.
it was always Road Warrior that was
Yeah,
on
Road
TV.
Warrior
Here
was
in
always
Ireland,
on.
Road Warrior
Yeah.
always on.
Yeah, you
It
know.
still is.
Yeah, brilliant film. The Assless Chaps, who can never forget that?
Yeah.
Alright. So, like, with this new movie, you know, it's not a reboot, it's actually a continuation of the story.
So Tom Hardy is still playing Max. Obviously, he's even having flashbacks from the original movies, which you do not have to see this movie. It stands on its own, but it would not hurt your chances watching this film.
No.
Going into watching the new movie, you don't have to, but you can.
No, so there's a lot of people I know that have actually never seen the first three movies and they have seen this and they absolutely loved it. I mean, there's very, very small bits that you see that haven't
Literally split-second flashbacks.
Yeah, exactly.
He's haunted by
Flashbacks.
certain memories.
Yeah, little things that has happened to him in the past. Because mainly it's actually it's a visual masterpiece because of everything that happens on the screen. Like, the cinematography is just unbelievable.
George Miller worked on it. Basically, the film is set in a post-apocalyptic world, and like, cars are just it's everything.
Yeah.
Cars and fuel and water. It's
Yeah.
just everything you need. So if you're out there, there's literally gangs hunting you down and killing you just to take the fuel in your car. So there's this guy in this movie called Martin Joe, and he's out there to just take everything, and Max is up against him.
And Martin Joe, played by Keays-byrne, and he was the original toe cutter.
Toe cutter in the original Mad Max,
the very first one in 1979.
Yeah, so he's coming back in this, but he's playing a completely different villain, as we said. But it's almost like a tip of the cap to original Mad Max fans going, "Oh, that's the same guy who played it."
He was brilliant as a Martin Joe. He didn't have that many lines, but it was just like Max as Tom Hardy. He was brilliant as Max, but he didn't really have that many lines himself.
A lot of grunting now, but Tom Hardy can pull it off because he does so much acting with his face.
Yeah,
it's like his eyes when he played Bane and Batman, and when he played Bronson. It's just all in the face, the acting he can do. And he's got a movie coming out this year called Legend, where he's playing Cray twins. And he's like, if an actor can play two different types of character on the screen, he's special. And in Mad Max, even though he doesn't have many lines, as you said, he's special on screen.
Yeah.
He's a great actor. He's going to be one of those actors in a few years that you got to keep an eye on him.
And don't forget Charlize Theron as well. She was absolutely fantastic. She was actually brilliant in this.
They could almost give her own independent movie of this, because it was just a great role. She stole the show from Tom Hardy, in my opinion.
Yeah.
And then there's other characters in it, like
Rosie Huntington-Whiteley.
Rosie Huntington, that's going out with Jason Statham. She was even good in this, and like, I remember seeing her in Transformers, and she was not great in that. But in this, she plays a big part of the story, and she's great in it now. Don't want to give away any spoilers or anything like that. But when we went to see it in the cinema, now, he said he liked Mad Max more than me. I was a bit nervous about going in to see it, going, alright, what will this be like? It was such a shock to see this film. It was a pleasant shock now. And the place was packed. No, at the end of it, me and Graham was in shock. We were like going, I looked straight at him and went, what do you think of that? He goes, amazing. We looked at our friend in the middle and he was like, it was alright. What do you mean it was alright? I says to him, alright. And then he was like, oh no, you're alright. Yeah, you're right. It was pretty good. It was really good. So his opinion was swayed, but it's a great movie. Now, get it on Blu-ray when it comes out, rent it, whatever, watch the movie and just be blown away by it. It's one of the best movie masterpieces I've seen in a long time. Because George Miller, who directed the original three, he went about as old-fashioned and did all practical stunts. Bar the odd few, the exception of a couple. All practical.
And like, a lot of it was shot in real time as well. You know, the way a lot of guys will do a lot of green screen footage as well. Like, I think it was 80% of it was shot in real time, and it was just brilliant.
Yeah, and you'll see like a buggy, like one of the buggies coming up off a sand dune, and you can tell it's not a CG shot. That is really in the end. There's a stuntman hanging out of that. If it goes wrong, he is going to hurt himself seriously.
Yeah, exactly.
Like something. So that makes it all the more thrilling when you're watching.
Guys swinging across
on poles, bending down and then touching the ground.
They're jumping from one car to another, and you're going, how the hell are they doing this?
So the whole movie, you're on the edge of your seat. This year so far, now I've seen a lot of movies this year. This year so far, best movie I've seen. Just for that alone, the action in it, it did not stop from start to finish, bar the little exception in between is a chase going on, and it dies down and goes a little quiet just to let you go, this is crazy. And then boom, it just kicks back in. And the soundtrack in it is kind of like a Hans Zimmer soundtrack.
Yeah.
It's not Hans Zimmer.
It's also this kind of metal guitar that's going on at the same time whenever like a lot of like action sequences come in, because there's this guy that's on this
he's actually on one of the vehicles
and he's got a flamethrower coming out of his guitar.
Yeah, and they literally done that. That's another thing, just to say how George Miller did all practical stunts. He actually built a guitar that shoots flames out of it. Imagine if that guy was in a band and you were standing next to him and he was like, "Play us a note down." Oh Jesus, sorry man. Imagine the fact he did that is amazing. All that to me is just what makes a movie like this
so exciting,
so good. So you should definitely watch Mad Max.
I give it a 9.
I give it a 9.5 out of 10. Easily. Just I don't even know why I'm dropping it 0.5 of a mark. I don't even know why. Maybe it's
very, very hard to get a 10. But very, very hard people to please.
Yeah, well I assume Star Wars is going to get a 10 in December. That's just the inner kid in me going, come on! So stay tuned for the next video. Our next video is going to be why you should watch Jurassic World, isn't it?
World. That's going to be the next thing, I think.
Yeah, so stay tuned for that, and thanks for watching, guys.
Thanks for watching. Take it easy.
Good luck.